Alright, I'm going to start disassembling the telescope now. I'll show you the HR telescope's disassembly and assembly process. First, let's take a look at the spider vane. We'll remove the spider vane first. There's a component for anti-fogging on the spider vane. This part can be taken off. So the most important step now is to unscrew all the screws around this ring. It's quite simple. The telescope accessories come with a hex key. A hex key is included in the package. This saves us a lot of trouble. So we'll use an electric screwdriver. It's straightforward. Hold this part with your hand. Grip the nut. And then twist it to unscrew. It'll come off just like that. Unscrew all the other screws at the same angle. After removing all the screws, the spider vane can be removed. Lift it up. It might be a bit tight for some minutes. If it's tight, just lift it up with a little force. Now the spider vane is separated. Take a look. The spider vane is now detached. The electric coil and magnetic head assembly are all separated. Put it aside. Now the key step is to remove the telescope base. Now I'll show you how to disassemble the telescope base. Alright, let's start removing these 3 screws. The key is just to take out these 3 screws. Now I'll switch the hex key to a flathead screwdriver. This tool is also included in the telescope's accessory kit. We'll still use the electric screwdriver to demonstrate. Just twist it counterclockwise. Once these 3 screws are removed, gently lift it with your hand, and it will be detached completely. There might also be an anti-fog device attached to it. Gently bend the wire to take it off. And now it's disassembled. Okay, the telescope is now taken apart for regular users. This is as far as you need to go. Now that it's disassembled, how do we put it back together? Now I'll demonstrate the reassembly process. First, place the primary mirror base back on the lower platform. You can see there are 3 springs, right? Place these 3 springs back into the spring slots one by one. Then we'll start the assembly. Okay. First, we need to perform the assembly from top to bottom. You can see it here. There's a wire groove, right? There's a wire channel here. So where should we align this groove? It should be aligned with the position of the wire. Right, it's roughly this position. Align it from top to bottom and place it down. Let's get a top-down shot to show you. Our first step is, as you can see, the 3 springs have been placed into the slots. First, install the spring slots. Fit the springs into the spring grooves. Then the second step, you can see this wire, the wire for the anti-dewing device. This connector just attaches to the side magnetically. Then, see this slot? The slot closest to the wire, the one that the spring can clip into. Okay, now I can see the slot. We can see this groove clearly. This is the spring slot. We need to align this spring slot with the one nearest to the wire. See that? Align this black slot with the corresponding spring slot. Let's demonstrate. Okay, after placing it down, can you see it? This black slot has to go around the wire. Can you see it clearly? Good if you can. Lower it vertically into place. Alright. After lowering it vertically, there should be no resistance. No obstruction from the springs. Just lower it down like this. That's it. Now the telescope tube has been fitted into the base. Now the question is, how to reinstall the 3 locking screws for the primary mirror. There are a few methods, and I've summarized a simple one. In this state, lay the telescope gently flat, pull out one corner slightly, and as you can see, this is the screw underneath. You can see the screw here, right? You can even feel it with your hand, and as you can see, it's already seated in the spring, right? Insert the screwdriver and tighten it a few turns. There we go, it's locked in place. Then we'll rotate it to the other corner. See this corner? And tighten another screw here. After installing the first 2 screws, don't rush to install the third one. Let's go back to the top of the telescope. We can do the last step later. Let me show you. Just attach this part magnetically. It's that simple. Just attach it magnetically. Snap it on. Then we'll flip the telescope over since that part is already attached. As you saw earlier, we hand tightened the first a few turns each. Now the third screw is very easy to install because of the spring tension. The spring is providing elasticity. So we just twist it on, tighten it, then use a screwdriver to fully tighten all 3 screws. Make sure to tighten them firmly. Now the telescope base is fully installed. Then flip it over again. Next, we'll reattach the spider vane. When installing, tuck the wire in a bit, otherwise you pinch it, right? Tuck it inside, then align it with the screw holes. See, it attaches magnetically automatically. It snaps on by itself. No manual adjustment needed. It attaches magnetically automatically. Just snaps then on. Tighten the screws. One by one. Be careful here. Make sure the nut doesn't fall off. It might crack the primary mirror if it drops. Please be cautious. Okay, now we'll take the telescope to the dedicated collimation room. This is our collimation area. The factory inspection is done in another room. Now, we'll perform the telescope collimation. First, open the corrector plate cover. Use the original M48 threaded adapter ring. This one is fine. No need for the M54 one. Do not install the M54 adapter ring during collimation. Just use the M48 threaded adapter ring later. If you need to install full-frame camera, install the M54 adapter ring after collimation is complete. Because our dedicated 4.0 collimator has an M48 thread. And once installed, you don't need to install any other adapter rings, like with some other telescopes, which can improve the mechanical precision. Okay, let's install it directly. And then alright. Now, we'll open the OCALH software. Okay, now we'll launch our Collimator software. This is what the screen looks like now. It's a bit crooked. The secondary mirror is quite misaligned, really off. This collimation needs a significant adjustment, so the first step is, as you can see, the secondary mirror is tilted, right? First, we need to make it vertical. How to do that? Loosen these 3 screws a little bit. Just a slight loosen is enough. Then it can be rotated. Okay, now it's rotatable. Then, tighten it a little bit again. Now as you can see, the secondary mirror is not supposed to look like this, right? It's tilted this badly now, isn't it? The rotation angle is wrong. So we need to rotate the secondary mirror to correct it. For an initial collimation, preliminary alignment. So how to adjust it? Adjust these 2 screws, the 2 blue screws, to rotate the angle of the secondary mirror. Let's take a look. First turn this side. Adjust the right side first. Push the right side a bit. Can you see that? It's getting even more misaligned. So we need to push the left side instead. This works the same way as polar alignment for an equatorial mount. Adjust the left side a bit. As you can see on the screen, it's looking better now, right? Getting more aligned. Adjust it a bit more. Okay, adjust it to this state. It's usable for now. Good enough for the next step. Now our first step is to open this feature. You can see the number 900 on the crosshair scale. We need to adjust it to the integer 900. Set it to exactly 900. Now the crosshair is vertical, right? Then we'll zoom in a bit for the first step. Zoom in a little. Can you see it? There we go. Focus a bit. Okay, here, this spot is the marking point on the secondary mirror. As you can see, for some reason, it's already aligned. We can demonstrate what it looks like when it's not aligned vertically. For example, the secondary mirror is a bit low now, right? Then we can adjust it. What to do if it's low? We need to raise it a bit. Just loosen this a bit, see? The secondary mirror moves down. After lowering it, tighten these 3 screws evenly inward, and the secondary mirror will move down naturally. It will drop down. What if we need to raise it? Do the same thing. Loosen these 3 screws evenly outward. Twist them all outward together. To speed up the demonstration, we'll use the electric screwdriver again. Okay, see that? When the screws are tightened, as you can see on the screen, the marking point moves up, right? Now we need to center it. Position it in the center. We need to restore it to the previous state. Perfect. There we go. See, it's almost aligned again. It's just about there. Can everyone see this red horizontal line? What's this red line for? It helps us get a perfect horizontal alignment, just like this. There we go. Align it with the line. Actually, there's another red line on this side too. We just need to do a rough calibration for it. Once it's adjusted to the right position, we can lock down the 3 screws tight. And I want to emphasize this key point during collimation. As we are performing collimation right now, in the process of collimating, never loosen the screws again once they're locked. No more adjustments, don't loosen them. We don't recommend adjusting it in any way during the imaging process. Don't change the camera's angle. My advice is to just lock it in place. Keep it locked at all times. Once tightened, never loosen it again. After collimation, we just use this collimated setup never for imaging. Let's go back to where we were. This is how it looks now, right? The secondary mirror is now at the correct angle. It's not the way it was earlier. It's now straightened out. So what do we need to do next? It's quite simple. We need to make sure that this crosshair, the software crosshair, is horizontally aligned with the secondary mirror. What if they're not aligned horizontally? Just like it was a moment ago. We adjust this part. But sometimes it ends up like this. It's loose, right? The mark is shifted left. So what's the point of adjusting this? The purpose of this step is to ensure the marking on the secondary mirror is horizontally aligned with the software crosshair. That's what we need to do. So how do we do that? You all saw someone adjust the blue screw just now, right? You'll notice that adjusting the blue screw only changes the rotation angle of the secondary mirror, but it won't move the secondary mirror's marking horizontally. Therefore, to adjust the horizontal alignment, we have to adjust these two screws, the B and C screws. Only these two. A little nudge and it'll line up. I nudge this side. I need to nudge this side. Don't nudge this side and loosen the other. That's how it moves in this direction. What if I nudge this side and loosen the other? It'll just keep shifting in that direction. So you just need to nudge it into place. Okay. Now the marking is horizontally aligned. Now we start the collimation process. Step 2. Align the secondary mirror perfectly. What's the next step? Zoom in a bit. Then focus. Focus right here. Get a sharp focus. Using the primary mirror's marking circle as a reference, bring this into view. Bring out this small blue circle. We need to center the small blue circle with the primary mirror mark. We have to get them concentric. There's a lot of misalignment right now. First of all, you can see there's a lot of vertical misalignment. How do we adjust the vertical alignment? We adjust the screw. Let's check. Try a little nudge first. You all see that. What happened after the nudge? The misalignment actually got worse. What does that mean? It means the two lower screws are too loose. We push the two lower ones. Loosen it a bit. Loosen the A screw a few turns. Okay, then. The vertical alignment is almost there. Now let's check the horizontal alignment. There's a slight horizontal misalignment, right? Now we need to adjust these two blue screws. Okay. It doesn't matter how you start adjusting it. Just give it a try. If the misalignment gets worse, just adjust it in the opposite direction. You don't need to know the exact starting adjustment. Like this. The horizontal alignment is now you can see the vertical alignment is off a little again. Let's tweak the vertical alignment a bit more. Okay, there's still a tiny bit of horizontal misalignment. You need a bit of patience here. Then. Okay, now you can see the blue circle is now concentric with it. Right, let's go back and check the secondary mirror mark. Check if the crosshair and the secondary mirror mark are still aligned. We've made a lot of adjustments. Let's just check now. Look here. It's a bit off. Let's adjust the B and C screws a bit more. Nudge. Loosen. Why is the marking off again? Because we adjusted the B and C screws just now, and we had to loosen the screw. We tightened the B and C screws, and when nudging the B and C screws, their thread engagement depths are different depths. Let's adjust the blue screws a bit more at this point. Tighten both sides firmly, don't loosen them. The new batch of telescopes is fitted with springs, so the new ones have better stability than the old ones. Doesn't that look about right now? Pretty close, right? Perfect. Let's go back and check the secondary mirror mark again. Should be fine now. The marking point is good to go. So now we're at this step. And the secondary mirror is fully adjusted. That's how it's done in the original OCALH tutorial, right? You check the red circle, the green circle, and then other circles too. That's the way the original tutorial teaches it. But look, aren't they already aligned now? Why? Because the primary mirror mark we made is concentric with the primary mirror itself, and the edge of the primary mirror with a primary mirror retaining ring. Primary mirror retaining ring is assembled with a few screws, which introduces some assembly errors. There are errors, so we don't recommend aligning directly with the red circle anymore. Because the primary mirror mark is much more accurate. The primary mirror mark has the smallest margin so you don't need to adjust it the old way anymore. Just get rid of those two references and adjust it this new way. It's much simpler than before. Right, okay. Now the secondary mirror is adjusted. What do we do next? We start adjusting the primary mirror. We focus right here. We just need to center it with the black circle on the collimator. So we need to flip the telescope around now. Flip it over and adjust these three primary mirror locking screws. Okay, let's observe first. This black circle has a large horizontal misalignment with the primary mirror mark right now. Right, there's almost no vertical misalignment at all, only the horizontal misalignment. So one of these significant must be significantly out of alignment. Which one is it? I'm not sure which one. Which screw is misaligned, so let's get a flathead screwdriver. If you're not sure, it's simple. We just try them one by one, just test each one individually. This is how the screw mechanism is designed. We first loosen one screw. Loosen one first. Loosen one screw. We won't use the power screwdriver. We'll do it by hand first. Loosen it, then retighten it. Loosen and tighten. Can everyone see the change? This screw controls movement in this direction. So it has little to do with the direction we need to adjust. We'll leave this screw as is for now. Let's check what this other screw does. I'll use the power screwdriver now. Doing it by hand is a hassle. My left hand is not very flexible. It controls this direction. Let's try the third locking screw now. Can everyone see that? Loosening and then retightening this screw. Loosening it. Isn't this the direction we need to adjust? Right. Okay, how do we adjust it? The alignment is getting better as we loosen it, but it goes off again when we tighten it. So we'll hold this locking screw in place now, and then rotate the stop screw underneath, clockwise or counterclockwise. We don't need to worry about it for now. We'll just rotate it clockwise first and observe the result. Don't worry about how many turns you make. This is all based on experience. We'll just give it 1 or 2 turns first and see if it gets better. Okay, let's check now. It's at this position now. Let's give it a few more turns. Clockwise. Notice the problem. Isn't the misalignment getting worse? That means we're going the wrong way. What to do if it's wrong? Loosen it and try rotating it counterclockwise instead. Counterclockwise isn't working either. No good. So we still need to go clockwise. So what do? We rotate it clockwise more, a lot more turns. If it still doesn't work after many clockwise turns, rotate it clockwise a few more times. A few more turns. Isn't the horizontal alignment perfect now? Yes, it is. 1 or 2 clockwise turns won't work. And a few counterclockwise turns don't work either. Then you just rotate it more. A lot more clockwise turns. More turns. Sometimes you get lucky, and 1 or 2 clockwise turns work right away, or 1 or 2 counterclockwise turns do the trick. In this case, neither clockwise nor counterclockwise works at first. So you just rotate it clockwise many more times. 4 or 5 more turns. 5 or 6 turns. Then check the alignment. Now it's perfect. I've tightened the locking screw now. Tightened it down. The horizontal alignment is now spot on. Now it's just the vertical alignment. I don't know which screw to turn for the vertical alignment, so it must be one of the other 2 screws. Let's give it a try. This one's fine, right? Let's try rotating this one clockwise a bit. Clockwise isn't working. The misalignment is getting worse, so we need to try counterclockwise. Right, counterclockwise is the right direction. Now the alignment in this direction is a bit off. Tweak it a bit more. Also start with a small clockwise turn. Okay, that's pretty much it. Can tweak it just a little more. Got lucky here. This is almost a perfect alignment now. It looks a bit wider on this side. And a bit narrower on this side. I'll make a tiny adjustment to fix that. Okay, that's perfect now. Let's tighten it down. Make sure it's tight. This is where the HR really shines during the collimation process. It locks in place as soon as collimation is done. Unlike some other telescopes, when you collimate them, you have to adjust the locking screws after collimation. And in the process of tightening the locking screws, you end up misaligning the perfectly collimated setup. That introduces errors. Collimation and locking are done in the telescope is part of the collimation process. Now the misalignment is minimal. Just a tiny bit, just a little. If you want to capture sharper star points in actual collimation, you can tweak one of the screws a little. Give it a slight turn, about 1/8 of a turn, or 1/10 of a turn. Make tiny adjustments step by step, but in my opinion, the current alignment is more than sufficient for use. It's good enough. Let's check it out. It's totally adequate for our needs. Perfectly usable. Now the collimation is fully completed. The collimation of the entire telescope is finished. We can then remove the collimator, mount the camera and start imaging. That's all there is to it. Thank you for watching.